You do not want to go to open houses if you're serious about buying a home. Now, you might have already heard that the agent hosting the open house oftentimes is not even the listing agent, meaning they likely don't have all the details, they don't know the situation with the house, and probably don't have all the answers to the questions that you have. Which is a valid point, but it's really not even my main point. The reason I don't recommend it is because what happens when sellers get ready to host an open house is they go into overdrive on getting the house prepared, knowing that they're going to show that property to a lot of people in a short amount of time. So you're probably going to walk through a house that's not in the same condition as the seller normally lives in. And typically that's okay because, we don't all live perfectly clean. But here's the reason why I think it actually is a really big deal. When you schedule a private showing, that seller likely doesn't have a lot of time to prepare and clean, and they're not going to do everything the same way they would for an open house where hours of people are going to be walking through. So you're going to get a little more of a glimpse into some of their regular living conditions. Maybe there's dishes left in the sink, or maybe there are towels thrown over the shower door instead of put away nicely. And you wouldn't be wrong in thinking that these things sound like completely irrelevant items. But the importance comes from realizing how much attention does the seller really put into their home and the way they take care of it. If they're leaving wet bath towels hanging on top of a door, they're obviously not paying attention to the fact that that could start peeling the paint off of the door, that could cause water to get into the actual door, and if it's a wooden door, it could cause damage. If there's a large pile of clothes on the closet floor in the laundry room, it's, not necessarily a bad thing in and of itself. We all do these types of things. If you start to see a lot of these things happening throughout the same house, then it should make you start to question if they're not thinking of how that affects the house in their everyday activities and things that they're doing, then they're probably not thinking about how the leaves falling in the winter time affect their gutters and the rooftop. They're probably not thinking about how a little bit of water and rain coming down part of the roof that doesn't have a gutter is soaking into the wood and potentially leading to future dry rot. And dry rot leads to termites. It's not an end-all be-all situation, but those are the types of hints that you pick up during a private showing that you may not necessarily see during an open house. Now, you're not going to use this to solely judge whether you're going to buy a house or not, but hey, keep an eye on it.